Hi, Fazim.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, Fazim's filming me, and I just thought it'd be fun to just walk around and talk a little bit about what I do, kind of in the context of where I do it. So we're going inside. This is the Gatos Acupuncture and Qigong Center. Yay! www.losgatosqigong.com. Call this number if you need to get in touch with us. This is the door. Come on in. So in the Los Gatos, what's it called? Qigong and Acupuncture Center, we have 5 treatment rooms, and those 5 treatment rooms are arranged according to the feng shui of the 5 elements in the Chinese energetic system. So here, for example, follow me this way. This little room, guess what element this is? It's tree. Ah, that's my phone. I'm bad. Let me turn it off. Okay, this is the room reflecting the green energy. When people talk about the 5 elements in Chinese medicine, they often say metal, water, wood, fire, earth, and they use the word wood for this energy. The character, the actual character that is used in the original traditions of Chinese medicine is of course not wood like this stuff, this wood. It's tree. It's the character for tree. So I like to remind people of that, and I'm trying not to use the word wood. So this is our forest, tree, green living plant reflecting treatment room. We've got 5 treatment rooms, and each room is sort of designed to reflect a different healing energy. Generally I have a little altar arranged, a kind of impromptu crystal stone altar to reflect some of the energetics of the 5 elements. I typically design my altars with 12 components. The reason I do that is that acupuncture is really a 12-fold system of working with energies in the body. And at the time that the acupuncture channel system was being, you could say downloaded, was being received by humanity. This was about 2,300, 2,400, 2,500 years ago. You see this influence of the power of 12 coming in many, many different cultures. And the interesting thing about 12 and working with 12-fold systematics is that 12 in mathematics is the richest number. That means it's the number most divisible by other numbers. So it's divisible by 1, by 2, by 3, by 4, by 6. And if you go up to 24, it's also divisible by 8. So when we work with acupuncture, we work with 12 acupuncture channels on each side of the body, making a total of 24. So this mathematically rich construction enables us, using the acupuncture channel system, to have the widest array of possibilities for how to rebalance an imbalance. It's all a bit esoteric, and I'm going to keep walking. So the idea in Chinese medicine is that you've got a physical body, and then you've got this energy body, a qi body. And I've spent the better part of my life, since I was 18 years old, and I'm now 54, studying qi mechanics, qi energetics, through the practice of Qigong, Tai Chi, Baguazhang, and just by practicing acupuncture. So where was I going with this? Now I'm walking over here. Where I'm going with this is this. So you've got a physical body, then you've got a qi body. Any imbalance that manifests in your physical body first manifests in the template energetic field that we're calling your qi body. Now, as soon as I start talking about qi, I start losing all my Western scientific friends. But no, Western scientific friends, come back. Don't be afraid. There are many, many ways that, I'm going to walk this way for a sec. There are many, many ways, let me turn the music down. The Western science is now measuring energy fields in and around the physical body and extending out of the physical body. Think about this. You can measure energy fields around the body electrically. You can measure electrical fields around living systems. You can measure magnetic fields using modern squid technology. You can measure electromagnetic fields. You can measure heat radiation of the body. You can measure light, photonic radiation of the body. And there's actually components of the cells of your body that are emitting photons and even communicating with each other via photons. You can measure microwave emissions. It's one of the ways they measure the power of qi healers in China now, is to measure the microwave emissions. You can measure ultrasound and very low frequency sound waves coming off people. You can do all these systems of measurement. Now, Western science doesn't yet really have a comprehensive view of what all that means. It's just all this data about all these energy fields. Follow me on a journey of 2,500 years duration to the people that actually studied this information to a very, 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 I'm going to say deep level or high level, one of those. They went very far in the study of qi, and these people were the ancient sages of China, the martial artists, the meditators, and the healers of ancient China. And they studied energy until they understood really how the energy fields of the body interact with the organs and interact with the physical body. So when we work with acupuncture, we work with these 12 bilateral channels. So we've got this 24-fold system. So you've got this mathematically rich and complex mechanism by which you can adjust energy fields in order to adjust physiology and even ultimately to alter anatomy. That's why acupuncture works. I stick a needle in somebody's hand or their foot and their migraines get better or their fibroids diminish or whatever it is. Right? If we get it right, if we get the balance right, we can adjust the physical by adjusting the energy field. Right? And there's a lot of different ways we could do that in Chinese medicine. One way is we do acupuncture sessions. Let's go look at some more rooms. Over here is, whoa, the water room. We have our little water altar. I'll turn the light on. It's a little dusty, but never mind. The light's not working, never mind. And we've got, in each room we have treatment tables and equipment for practicing massage, acupuncture. I also have Ayurvedic practitioners working here at the center because, you see, it wasn't just the Chinese that came up with this deep understanding of the energy layers or sheaths of energy of the human body and the relevance of that to human health and to human development and to spiritual process. Also in India, similar discoveries were being made, and that wisdom and that understanding has been building for thousands of years. Now, in Chinese world, it ended up with Chinese medicine and acupuncture. In India, we've got Ayurvedic medicine and the practice of yoga. Both of these ancient paths are, incredibly valid. There's a tremendous amount of overlap between them too. So I'm not an Ayurvedic practitioner, but I've got a lot of respect for it, a lot of love for it. So I also have, I think we've got 4 Ayurvedic practitioners working here at the moment. We've got 4 or 5 acupuncturists working here too. Let's go into another room. I'm zipping this way. Attempting to turn some lights on. Wow. All the lights are not working. I'll turn the big light on. This is a fire room, technically. And as I mentioned, each of the rooms is designed to reflect a certain energy. Let me turn this light on here because I like to get the lights lit. There we go. Just for the altar frequency. Okay, come with me. Come with me. We can't go into the earth room because there's somebody being healed in the earth room right now. That's that room over there. But we can go this way. So here's our room that reflects the energies of metal, the energies of air. And somebody failed to put this blanket in order. Metal, of course, does like to reflect order. So this is where we have that energy reflected in our practice. Okay, moving on. So we're going to head out of these rooms and go into this main room. So this is where we teach a lot of the Qi arts, the energy arts. We teach 4 Qigong classes a week here, a couple of Tai Chi classes. We've got 2 Bagua classes. And my teacher, let me introduce you to my teacher. Come this way. Thank you. I'm enjoying this. This is Master Jia Shusen. This is him standing in 8 of the Bagua postures. And he teaches 2 Bagua classes here, class on Monday evenings, class on Thursday evenings. And he's been practicing since he's 6 years old. He's, I think, in his late 60s now. And he's a master of Bagua Zhang, which is a Chinese internal martial art. He's an incredible Qigong instructor and a Tai Chi master and a master acupuncturist too. So I invite him to the center and he teaches here 3 days a week. And he's great. I teach the Qigong classes on Monday, Thursday, and Friday mornings, and I like to focus on those aspects of Chinese medicine that enable people to stay healthy. You see, in Chinese medical thinking, there's this ancient idea of the 5 branches of Chinese medicine. And there's some different versions of what those 5 branches are, but the basic conception is this. The Neijing, the first book that really reveals the acupuncture system, and it's an amazing book. It's a very, very long, very ancient book, about 2,400 years old. The Neijing says that to start to treat a human being for illness when they're already ill, when they already have symptoms, is like beginning to dig a well when you're already thirsty, right? You could run into trouble unless you get some help. So, honestly, although I'm an acupuncturist, I've been doing acupuncture for 24 years, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. I love the art of acupuncture. I've taught in 4 different acupuncture schools. I read the Neijing in Chinese. I'm into this subject. Actually, acupuncture is the lowest level of Chinese medicine. Because acupuncture, already it's like starting to dig that well when you're already thirsty. Or maybe you get some friends to help you if you're already thirsty, and that's what I do as an acupuncturist. I start helping you to dig your way out from ill health and imbalance. And I treat everything. I treat all range of disorders, musculoskeletal, shoulder problems, elbow problems, lots of back pain, but I also really enjoy treating headaches, internal organ disorders, the whole thing. And at the same time, I set up the center because I know that that's like digging a well when you're already thirsty. And what you really want to do is pay attention to the other levels, right? So the idea of the branches of Chinese medicine is that the first branch is how you think and how you feel and your relationship to your soul and to your ancestors, and to your movement towards the unfolding of your destiny and your purpose in life. So to that end, here at the LGAQ Center, we have quite a lot of activity focused that way. Firstly, in my practice, I have that as one of my focuses, because what I've understood over the years about health and disease is that purpose and meaning are intrinsic to health and illness. And if we can sort of start to untangle that, oftentimes an illness that was intransigent, which was really like stuck for somebody, starts to shift, starts to move. We also have, very specific work that moves in that direction. We have Brazilian shamanic and spiritual practices happening here every month from the Brazilian traditions. We have Sufi practitioners coming in and doing Sufi zikr and Sufi dancing. We have professional psychotherapy available. We have life coaching available, because that's the first level, is let's examine beingness, the interior realm of the emotional and the mental components of somebody and the spiritual components. You get that right, and oftentimes health will follow, like a happy puppy chasing after a child in a game. Health's going to come running after you when you find that inner joy, that inner light, right? So let's walk, and I'll get to the next branch of Chinese medicine. So the next branch of Chinese medicine is really posture, breath, and movement. And that's why we have the Bagua Zhang classes, the Tai Chi Chuan classes. Tai Chi Chuan is a slow-moving Chinese exercise. You might have seen people doing that in the parks or seen it in movies. All of these arts were developed by people who were interested in a number of different factors. Normally they were interested in health, They were interested in vitality and well-being. They were also often interested in self-defense because, you know, life can throw you a curveball or a sucker punch sometimes, and it's nice to have some sort of self-defensive capability. Breath, movement, and posture is one of the great ways to keep somebody healthy. We're also introducing yoga classes. We've got a couple of talented yogas and yoginis on staff, so we're starting to bring yoga classes into the center. Breath, movement, and posture is essential. Now, of course, you combine beingness and qualities and the mental and emotional processes with breath, movement, and posture, and that's where you get Sufi dancing. We also have drumming circles, which are very, very popular. We have singing circles that meet here. We have ecstatic dance that happens here, where you're bringing in breath, movement, and posture with beingness qualities. And I forgot to mention, we have meditation meetups. We've got a very, very popular meditation meetup. Meets here on Wednesday evenings, and people love it. This is very popular. So we've got meditation meetups happening, and that's important, you know, for that whole beingness part. So, okay, let's do a digression. Here's a table of crystals. Why do I have crystals? Because I'm a New Age woo-woo? Well, maybe. Partly. I like crystals. I think they're beautiful. And crystals can be used in healing. They have the capacity to channel certain healing energies. And I honestly, in my own healing practice, I tend not to use crystals that much. But I like to have them available on display because crystals are like... crystals capture energy. Just the same way that plants capture energy. And if you look around this room, you'll see we've got lots of beautiful plants in the room. And I like to have crystals. And I also have a lot of these Tibetan salt lamps because the salt itself is used in many, many traditions. Salt is used as an exorcistic quality. It can clear and clean psychic energies out of a space. Salt can also hold... on the energetic planes, it can kind of hold memory. And on a physical level, research into these salt lamps has shown that they generate a lot of negative ions, and a lot of people with asthma and allergies, even very serious asthma, when they get inside these rooms lined with salt, their asthma really gets better. So crystals for me is just part of the environment of beauty. And beauty itself, in a balanced way, reflects truth, and beauty and truth, out of beauty and truth comes health, right? Health is like the fruit of a tree that's really healthy. You know, a tree doesn't really flower and produce fruit until the soil's good and the root's good and all the nutrition's there, and then boom, out of that you get health. And health is a product of truth and beauty operating on a soul level. So let's talk a little bit more about other branches of Chinese medicine. So we've got the sort of over branch of the beingness qualities, the emotional and mental components. Then we've got posture, breath, and movement. On the subject of breath, we do sometimes have here breath work. We have practitioners that are specialized in holotropic breath work and rebirthing. And this rebirthing and holotropic breathwork is something that I've used sometimes in my practice for the last 25 years, and I find it to be a very useful technique for people. The next layer down from that is nutrition. Of course, it's very, very important. So to that end, both Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine have a strong focus on the value of nutrition. And so with our Ayurvedic practitioners, you can get nutritional consultations for what kind of diet's going to support your individual constitution and your health. Similarly, with our Chinese medicine practitioners, we've got the same kind of view in Chinese medicine of this. We also have on staff people who are very focused in the use of living foods and superfoods and detox diets. And I do, in my practice, periodically take groups of people on detoxes, or I'll recommend specific detoxes for specific individuals. Now, detoxification has to be undertaken I would say carefully, with attention paid to constitution, so that somebody doesn't get too depleted by the process of detoxification. And we've got people really specialized in that here. We've also got people really specialized in kitchen culture for health and healing, like how to cook right and prepare foods in an easy, simple way that's going to be really healthy for you. So that's exciting. Okay. The next stage down, we're going down through the branches of Chinese medicine. There's beingness, thinking, feeling, there's breath, posture, and movement, there's diet and nutrition, and now we're coming down to more of the kind of touching therapies, and to that end we have massage therapists working here. And massage is very, very useful as a preventative. It's a great stress reducer, and it's very useful for specifics too. In my practice of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, I'm pretty hands-on. A lot of my first training back when I first started, I started when I was 18 years old. I started doing a lot of training in Mongolian warrior massage, Chuakar, and then I went into postural integration, Swedish massage, polarity, and that focus of body work and touch has informed my practice as an acupuncturist ever since. So for me it's important, and I wanted to have a center where we can really support touching qualities, because we are living in a society that's real cerebral, real fast-paced, and those qualities of human touch and contact are healing. Contact itself is healing. Last branch of Chinese medicine, hey, it's me, the acupuncturist. Now, a lot of people are scared of acupuncture because they think I'm going to stick sharp needles in their body. I am. Get over it. It doesn't hurt that much. We use super thin needles. Come and take a look at some of how thin these needles are. They are so thin you're going to hardly feel them. Let me find you some thin needles. Aha. Here's a drawer with some needles in it. So our needles are thin, thin, thin. I'm going to pull one out. Look at that. Can you see that? No, you can barely see it because that's thinner than a wire. Now, I'm going to throw this needle away afterwards because they're all sterile and disposable. But you see if I move this thing, can you see how thin that is? So if I was to pop that into your body, you probably wouldn't feel very much. I mean, honestly, a mosquito bite hurts a lot more than the average acupuncture needle. So yes, as an acupuncturist, I am going to put needles in you. Kaboing! I felt nothing. See that needle there? See that? See that? See that? See that? I felt nothing. And you won't feel much either. Now, once we put the needle in, then we might put it to the right depth, and then I might stimulate it a little bit. Now, that stimulation creates sensations. What kind of sensation is it? Well, sometimes it's buzzing, sometimes it's tingling, sometimes it's numbness. Oh my God. Sometimes it hurts a little. I'm sorry, sometimes it hurts a little. It does, it can occasionally hurt a little. But, compared to, oh, I've had this shoulder pain for 15 minutes, oh, I can't get out of bed, I've had back pain for 20 years, compared to that kind of pain, or compared to the pain of worse metabolic imbalances, internal organ imbalances, serious internal medicine diseases, which Chinese medicine is very useful for helping. The pain of acupuncture is like people get over it. I've had so many patients come to me with needle phobia. And why do they have needle phobia? Because they got shots, right? They're a little child and they go in, they're getting their MMR or their DPT shot or whatever, and it's a thicker needle. It's a much thicker needle, and it's got to be thicker because it has a tube and down the center of it to pump fluid, right? So the fluid's getting pumped into the body, and that hurts, and so the child is scared of needles, and so it creates needle phobia. When people have some needle phobia, that's totally normal. A lot of people have needle phobia in our culture. The first acupuncture treatment, they might be kind of scared, like, oh my goodness, I'm nervous, I'm scared about this. But then it feels so good. The body goes through this wave of relaxation. Research has indicated that the practice of getting acupuncture treatment releases endorphins. It makes you feel good. People float out of here. Sometimes they float out of here so much we have to kind of tether them down and make sure they drink a glass of water and that they're grounded because they are on a high. There's a kind of a relaxation effect from acupuncture that's very remarkable. So if you're thinking about acupuncture, I just want to invite you to be open-minded. Don't be frightened about it. If you have needle phobia, I can really work with that. I'm actually treating a lot of kids at the moment. Let's keep walking. I'm treating a lot of children at the moment. because, you know, kids are great. And kids and animals, children and animals respond so well to acupuncture. They respond better than adults, because adults are walking around with too many judgments and thoughts and craziness in their heads. You know, you're probably an adult, you know what it's like. So the children come in, and I'll just do 1 or 2 tiny little needles so that they can see that it's not a big deal, and they start to love it. And I also can treat people without needles. To be honest with you, it's easy, right? The needles are rather useful for adjusting energy, and it's a very ancient art that's been developed over, you know, at this point, thousands of years. It's a useful art. But I don't have to use needles, because all a needle is doing is it's adjusting an energy flow in these different rivers of energy in your body. We can adjust that flow using a thumb, using massage, using a magnet, using light stimulation. There's many, many ways to adjust the flow of energy in the body. Acupuncture is, I like it. It's fun for me. But there's other ways of doing it. Come with me. Let's head in here. We're probably going to wake up my assistant and have her get ready for the next patient. Hello, we're filming in here, and there's a patient waiting for you. We're going to give her a little space to finish up. And I want to film in here, so if you could scoot out, that'd be great. And get Gary set up in the room, that'd be awesome. By the way, everybody, this is my awesome assistant. You're going to be on camera. Turn around, smile. This is one of my awesome interns. This is Michelle.
Hi.
She's one of the interns. She's also a Qigong instructor and a healer and a massage therapist. She's been doing Qigong since the age of 4, right? Hey, she started at 4. You better get on with it. And I have a bunch of interns. How many? I've got 2 like official state board interns, because the state board only allows me 2. But I've got other students too. So Gary's waiting. If you no, not Gary.
Oh, I'll see.
Clyde.
Clyde.
Get him set up in a room. Thanks. All right.
That's gonna be
So
edited out.
okay, cool. We're gonna head in this room. I want to show you something. Don't look at the mess. Filter out any mess, because there's a lot that goes on in this room, including eating. Essential oils. We love essential oils. We use them periodically. It's a rather eclectic and strange-looking mixture. Sorry about that. Here's Chinese herbs. Now, I love Chinese herbs, and Chinese herbs kind of love me. And so I've got about 300 different Chinese herbs here. I've got other herbs too. I've got herbs from Brazil and the Amazon. I've got herbs from Indonesia. I've got herbs from sub-Saharan Africa. But mainly what you're looking at here is Chinese herbs. And so, you know, to facilitate learning, for example, here's famous astragalus huang qi. We put these labels on it. And most of my herbs are powdered. They're not extracts, they're actual powders. And I'll make up individualized formulas for patients. I'm going to show you how I do this a little bit. But I'm going to block out the patient's name because, hey, this might go on YouTube. But here's an example of how I will organize and structure a Chinese herbal formula. And I have effectively blocked out the name. That's great. So this is a Chinese herbal formula that I made the other day. It's actually rather specific to somebody who is recovering from hepatitis C, and she's doing a great job in her healing, and I'm really supporting her with that, and the herbs are really helping. And so a Chinese herbal formula is customized to the individual. It's not a standardized thing necessarily that will work with traditional formulas. So you see, I'm working with some herbs that are specifically known, for example, to work with hepatitis, like chai hu, biplurum, wu weizi, which is very hepatoprotective. I've got in there qing hao, which is very useful for the malaria type and hot inflammation in the liver. Yu jin, very useful for scarring in the liver, which happens with people with hepatitis. Hu huang lian, which is also an Ayurvedic herb, picarosa, which has a particularly hepatoprotective effect. So when you're working with somebody with, in this case, it was kind of random, but in this case, dealing with hepatitis, we've got to be conscious about all the different facets of the disease, the scarring of the liver potential, the inflammation of the liver. And then there's some other herbs in there that I'm working with, tendency towards constipation. Okay, we're addressing that, keeping the digestion a little bit warm, moving the qi, etc. So I like to write out my Chinese herbal formulas in Chinese because I love writing Chinese. And anybody who reads Chinese, please note that I write like an imbecile. But it's the best I can do, and I just enjoy it. So that's Chinese herbs, and that's Chinese herbal formulas. And it's a kitchen, it's a little messy, but hey, we're going to drink some herb tea. This is a herb tea that I love. and I already brewed it up in my wild herb pot. I don't know where this came from. I thank the universe every day for the blessings that are constantly pouring my way. And a lot of stuff that is here in the center, I don't know where it came from. It just kind of arrives. People show up with stuff. So this is a 5-herb formula that I particularly love, that I put together. It's a herb from Siberia, chaga. It's a herb from China, jiaolan. It's a herb from the Amazon, suma. It's a herb from India, tulsi. And there's one more in there. What am I missing? Yeah, have a cup. It looked a little funky. I didn't strain it. Can't find the strainer, but drink some of that, Fazim. I think you'll like it. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, a herb from sub-Saharan Africa, moringa. So I mix these herbs together as a sort of daily tonic because it feels great. I give this formula to people as a sort of daily tonic formula. It's not quite the same as a specific Chinese herbal formula for a disorder that's individualized, but this is a good herb to drink, good herb tea to drink.
Tastes good.
Mm. It tastes interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty good. Mm. So I think that's about the size of it. I think I have spoken about what happens here. I don't think I've left anything out, but I probably have.
There's more to teach.
There's always more to go. So let's just post this on YouTube. Thanks, Fazim. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Adam.
Dear watchers and listeners, thank you.